Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Let's talk about Brad and Britt. This episode as a whole, I know that it's a soap opera and that it's not everything can be wrapped up in a nice, pretty little bow. Okay? I get that. We've been saying for months that we need some of this stuff to be wrapped up. Well, if you didn't watch today's episode, just a little FYI, nothing really got wrapped up. I mean, there's one important moment. There's one important moment in this whole episode. So Britt is just like, she wants to live life like it's literally her last day because, well, to be honest, with this whole disease that she got going on, it can very well be. They finally got Brad back, which I feel very conflicted because, well, I still don't like Brad. Okay? I still don't like Brad, and yeah, I know other people have done worse things than Brad. We're not talking about them. We're talking about Brad. And we all know what I'm talking about at this point. But with that being said, it was nice to actually see him because we haven't seen him in so long. As far as storyline goes. But after a while, even Brad knows there's something up with her, like her behavior and everything like that. Especially when Miss Wu comes over, and she starts giving a certain tone to Miss Wu, and Brad is like, people have been taken out for less than what you just did. Are you sure? What do you got, a death wish or something? Um, Now at this point, Britt just tells Brad that Selena has been blackmailing her. So that happens, and he's like, "Well, what do you mean?" And she's like, "Well, I steered you in the direction of work for your aunt instead of working at the hospital." Now, you would think that he would be kind of outraged or like, "Oh man, I can't believe my aunt did that," or something like that, some sort of emotional like, "grr" or something. But no, he's just like, "Oh, well, on the bright side, I've actually enjoyed working for her. Yeah, no, this is actually great. This actually kind of worked out. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not really mad at you at all." And I'm just like, well, that seems like kind of a letdown. You would think it would be some sort of tension or something. Like, I can't believe you lied to me, and, I really want to work at the hospital, but nope, it's cool. I enjoy it. It's the best time of my life. I feel like that's just a letdown. Now, I'm gonna go with Holly and Robert. Because they're talking for a little bit. Nothing particularly interesting that I can think of. Laura comes in there, and they're talking about Lucy, and they're talking about Anna, and how Anna's on a run, and, you know, Laura doesn't think that she did it, and then Holly just starts saying things that just makes no sense, and it gets to a point where she adamantly defends Anna, like, no, Anna didn't do it, I would stake my life on it. And Laura's like, you've only washed out like a couple of days ago. I mean, how would you know that? Like, how would you know on your life that she didn't do it? And granted, one can sit there and say that they've known each other from back in the day and things of that nature, and she probably knows her character. But it just struck Laura as just something off. Like, what do you mean? Like, no, she. What do you mean? Like she didn't do it? Like, there was something about her tone, the fact that she freaked out, and then she just left. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get some air." And Laura's like, "Yo, listen, I think there's a good chance that she's working for Victor." And she already knew that the deputy mayor is working for Victor. I don't know how she actually concluded that so fast. I mean, maybe with the deputy mayor, fine, but Holly, just out of nowhere, yeah, I think she's working for the. I think she's working for Victor. Not like nah, she just seems like she's pretty messed up. She's hiding something. But just to jump to that conclusion, I know that we gotta get to the plot. Okay, I know that the plot is just get it. Something about the fact that she just came to that conclusion so fast just seems a little off. I'm sorry. I had to get my disappointed face on. Okay, because the reveal for this, maybe some people may liked it, and there's people that called it. Okay, there's people that called it, and I didn't want to believe that because I was like, maybe GH is actually a lot clever than that. I mean, I've been disappointed about one, twice, or I've lost count, but I'm gonna sit there and hold out hope and think and say that they're a lot more clever than that. Yeah, clearly I was wrong about that because Holly, she has a lot of remorse on her face. Even Laura said that, like, she seemed like she's remorseful. Holly remembers shooting Lucy. And then when she got done with the job, she put everything in the bag, the gun and everything, and she took off an Anna mask. You know, the thing about the masks, like these masks and stuff like that, is that I get it, it's a soap opera. And for the most part, they just never really work for me. Like as never. With this, on the other hand, because they're built so similar to some extent, I can let the physics a little bit kind of slide. What disappoints me is the fact that they used the damn mask in the first place. Okay? Because not at one point in time did they sit there and say, maybe it's Alex. And I kept wondering why. I'm like, maybe they just think that we're just stupid. Maybe they are just insulting us. Like we don't know our history. Like we just, I don't know, picked it up like about 3 days ago. Or 2 weeks ago, whenever this thing started. Nah, 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 nah. I had a great opportunity to sit there and use Alex. Have Alex work for Victor. And maybe you can include Holly in there as well. And yeah, I can see it being obvious that it could have been Alex. But at least the fact that they could have mentioned it. Because now this, I feel like this feels just as obvious. You know? I feel like a lot of people called it. This is another one of those things where it's like, we expected great things so far from who the killer was or who shot Lucy. And like in true fashion, GH managed to just drop the ball, but that's not really the first time they did that. Like with Hat Daddy's story. So forth and so forth and so forth. Now the rest of this episode, it's kind of a mixed bag. Dante knows that Sonny has something to do with the with Spring and Anna. Other than that, he's just happy that um Sam brought him some food, a jalopy, whatever that is. I've never tried before. And then they talk about their plans, their family plans of renovating or vacation or something. I don't even remember. It really wasn't that important, to be honest. Um, Sonny comes over to Gladys and Sasha's table and says something nice about Liam. And then Sonny pulls Sasha aside. Gladys talks to Miss Wu, and I was like, Gladys, you think that's a good idea since they're talking to Miss Wu? Or what am I sitting there saying? You talked to Sasha? No, you didn't practically, you sold out your son, and you sold out Dad. So why am I not surprised that you're not going to sit there and cross another dangerous person? And of course, Miss Wu talks her into joining those poker games. She's all too thrilled, you know. She's thrilled and she wants to do it. And so Sonny comes back because Sonny was not there talking to Sasha, which conversation, I'm not going to lie, seemed like it was kind of a letdown. I mean, all he did was talk about deception and the fact that Gladys blocked the deal. And at first, you could sit there and say maybe she was just being greedy. Maybe she, was still up to her old Gladys ways. But Sasha's like, no, 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 no. She just wanted to, she was just looking out for me. Oh, that's kind of disappointing. I mean, that's nice and sweet, don't get me wrong, but that's also like, it's kind of disappointing. Sasha and Sonny comes back, sees Gladys talking to Miss Wu, and Sonny's like, what's going on? There's a problem with this. Why y'all two sitting together? You're sitting together, you're smiling. I don't like it, pretty much. That's the look they get on his face. So Miss Wu leaves, and both of them look at her like, and you're sitting there thinking that they're gonna be like, yo, you need to stay away from her. She's dangerous. She'll get you in all sorts of trouble and shenanigans. You don't want to be part of her breakfast club. You don't want to do that. That's the conversation that I want to happen. In reality, the only thing that really did happen is Sasha comes over there and hugs her and says, you're a good person, or something along those lines. A little Full House moment. I would have preferred the first conversation of, Gladys, what the hell are you doing with that woman? Nope, that didn't happen. So Liz comes over. Liz, oh Liz. So Liz comes over to check on Esme because Esme's on the floor at this point. She's like, we gotta sit there and perform a C-section. We're just gonna have to do it. Let's grab a knife. Let's get it going. No anesthesia, no nothing. We gotta do it right now. So of course, Esme wakes up and Liz is like, yeah, no, I figured that much. Like, way to go, Liz. You just got a point. Just keep in mind, she got 1 point. I wonder what's going to happen to that 1 point. It's not that they realize that she's faking it. They close the door and, of course, Asmi's like, well, if something happens to this baby, it's going to be your fault and yada, yada, yada. Because he was like, you don't care. And Liz is like, you feel my son and his girlfriend knocking boots. If I scared you, I'm good. Like, she just walked off. Now, of course, Esme's feels kind of stupid for getting tricked by so-called Miss Goody Two Shoes, saying that her dad would be disappointed, and her dad would be disappointed. Let's just be clear about that. She seemed like she has a bit of an emotional, scene where she's crying and stuff like that. And I look at this whole thing with Esme, right? When you really think about it, Esme hasn't done anything that other people in the show hasn't done, but worse. Yeah, it's bad that they're filming two people knocking boots and spreading it on the internet. It's terrible. That's malicious and a bunch of other things. And she did try to kill Paul Taggart or Taggity or Oz Taggart or whatever the hell his name is. Doesn't matter. He's dead. They try to kill that Oz guy. At this point, we know that she's not the hook. Even though I was bragging like there was no tomorrow, that she was the hook, but we're just going to move past that. So, sit there and wonder, and this is a question I'm going to sit there and ask. And I may ask them aloud tonight. Do you actually feel sorry for Esme. Now, of course, Liz is like, listen, this is a one-time thing, and Nick is like, no, 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 now you're an accomplice. And Liz is like, well, what are you talking about? Are you threatening me? And, Nick is like, no, but Esme will. So you gotta just not say anything. So at this point, Liz is like, what's your end game? And um, Nick is like, listen, I'm gonna take her to Greece. She's gonna have the baby. She's gonna live out her life there, and I'm gonna be a single dad. The end. Now, of course, Liz is like, don't you think that Spencer would have benefit from both of his parents? I'm sitting there thinking, Liz, that you're almost sitting there. Make sure I get this correct. You think that child would actually benefit from the woman who literally put your son's business literally on the internet? So what are you saying about that the benefit will benefit from two parents? Now remember that whole point that I said that she had? So at one point she's like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to be a part of this, I don't want to be your nurse on call and everything like that. And then she's like, well, listen, I want Esme to have the baby here, and you're going to need a nurse. What? Hold on. All right. Like 5 minutes ago, you were just meant to saying that you didn't want to be in the cop list, you didn't want to lose your boys, this, that, and the third. This is a one-time thing that was one-off. But now you want to be his nurse on call? She gives it, and she takes it away. And what else happened throughout this episode? Oh, I said Dante and Sam didn't really do too much of anything. I'll just pause it for a second. I feel like that's about it. I can't really think of anything else that happened. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. But before I do go, we'll be doing a live stream tonight. This goes okay, just in the future because I keep saying this, and I know I'm gonna keep saying this because I want people to come to the live. I'm doing a live stream tonight, but also Monday through Friday, Eastern Pacific Standard Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday. I will be doing lives 5 days a week. So I hope to sit there and see everyone. And I'm going to sit there and try to do a lot better with the comments, as far as like replying back to the comments. Because it's been a little hectic with, doing all four and then doing a live and everything like that. So, but I'm gonna sit there and try to work on getting better with that. Because I know I've been pretty, and I do apologize because I do love chopping up with people, and people do give me some really useful information and stuff. So this way, when I see somebody in a live, I won't be like, "Oh, you're a new face." It's like, no, they probably commented before, and I just didn't get a chance to get to it. So I do apologize for that. With that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.